What's up, everybody? I'm Jessekazam. Welcome back to another Escape from Tarkov video. This is another one of our teaching tactics video where we kind of take a look at a clip from my stream where we won a fight and we kind of break down the elements of that fight, what we were thinking, and how we ended up coming out on top. I stream Escape from Tarkov on Twitch. All my links will be down below. I'd love to have you stop by and say hey. And if you like this video, think about dropping a like, commenting down below, or subscribing to the channel for more content like this. All that stuff helps me out a ton. So thank you so much to those that do that. But with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and dive right in. So this ended up being a pretty awesome fight, and there's a lot to unpack here and kind of talk through. This was really fun, but the setup was I'm playing with the duo. We're playing on customs. We didn't get a great dorm spawn, so we didn't head there. We were looting around. We were looking. We were just moving towards the extract to see if we can get into any PvP towards the end of the raid, and we stumbled across a 5-man squad, and we were able to eliminate all of them. And I play with this guy, Desmond, a ton. I'm going to actually leave a link to his channel down below. You should definitely go check him out. But the more you really play with the duo, the more you can start to meld with them and just know what each other's thinking. And this ended up being a fun fight where we were constantly swapping aggro, calling out good positions, and we were able to eliminate everyone here. So we'll watch the fight, and then we'll kind of go back and break down what we were thinking and how this all happened. So let's check it out.
Far end, left to right.
Oh, yeah.
Could have been a scav, but who knows.
Oh, he is a player. He just peeked it. Two. God damn. My name.
Gonna kill you all!
Fourth. Who's the fourth?
I got another
Through the gate. Oh, he threw a nade over. My name. Wow, he pushed that. Oh, the fourth one is still up. What the hell, dude?
It's a 5-man then. I'm healing in the warehouse. Careful he doesn't push through the gate opening. He wrapped downstairs. He has decent ammo because he was cutting through my kill armor.
I wonder if I killed any of these guys.
You can yoink whatever you want.
I don't care. Hawkeye, what's up, homie?
Where from?
I don't know. Oh, he's behind this warehouse. I got a heavy bleed. I gotta stop. I saw him back there 100%. I don't know if it's a PMC or not, but that's...
I just heard him jump. I think it is.
Oh, geez, I almost just shot you.
He's by the red crate. Get MP7.
This is me coming up on the red crate. Bro, nice shots. I was going to make a flank on him, bro.
Yeah, good call. I had no idea where those shots were, and then I hit tab and it didn't exit my inventory, so I hit escape and it opened up my fucking menu.
So this was definitely a bit of a longer fight. It was an awesome fight, getting engaged, 2 versus 5. And it was super fun. And it was actually much longer than I even showed here. We probably spent about 5 or 6 whole minutes looking for that 5th guy, which is a testament to him. We don't know where he moved in between that time, but he almost got the drop on me and was able to kill me. And then it would have just been a 1v1 at that point. But this was a super fun fight. 2v5 is fun. And there's a lot to be said about fighting a 5-man when you're not sure it's a 5-man. Sometimes you see 3 or 4 and you can kind of wait and you see all 5 people. But this was something that from the beginning, when my teammate originally called out the person, he called out that there was 1, and then I ended up calling out that there was 2, and then it just kind of grew from there. But we can kind of break down this fight from the beginning and talk about some of these things. Like, I never want to make a video like this, a teaching tactics, where we accidentally stumbled onto something and then I make a video about it and say like, oh, we were so cool, we did this. I have been playing with this person specifically, Desmond. Once again, I'll link his channel below, for a long enough time that we really start to build a flow around how we want to do stuff like that. So he called the first person, and I knew he jumped up in the warehouse. I saw this guy right here, right as I was about to maybe follow behind. So I decided to peek, see if he was going to come through. And as soon as I opened fire and saw that there was two, I decided that I didn't want to take that fight because I didn't know how many there were, and I didn't want to put myself in a position where I tried to kind of be the hero, eliminate everybody, and end up getting killed and then leaving my teammate alone. This fight was me working especially on making smart decisions, even if I'm not the one that gets the glory and gets the kill. We talked about this fight at length after this happened. I ended up getting 0 of those 5 kills. Like my partner Desmond did all the work. He killed all 5 PMCs here. But that doesn't mean that the duo play, it doesn't mean that the call outs, it doesn't mean that all that stuff doesn't matter. Tarkov is about survival. It's not about kills. It's about surviving raids, getting loot. He killed a 5-man. There's no way you can take 5 people's worth of loot out. He got first dibs on anything, and then I was able to take a bunch of loot out. So that's kind of like a big part of this video, is playing smart. Even if you don't get to be the one that gets the kill on somebody, it's about surviving and being there to call out somebody. And we'll talk about that again towards the end. But at the end there, when you saw that 5th guy, my partner was looting at that point. And if I hadn't been there covering him and moving around and took that aggro, he could have died from that 5th guy while he was trying to loot, and then the whole thing would have been for nothing. So that was my thought here, is I'm shooting at this guy. The M4's got, a bit of recoil. It's not a meta M4. And so I start to see my shots kind of go all over the place on this guy. I don't think I'm going to be able to drop both of these guys really quickly. So I just make the call to move away and kind of like reposition and see where my teammate has positioned to. And it turns out that he was using that time perfectly. He was right through this door right here and on the kind of landing right here, watching these guys push in. So we put them in a really interesting spot where they really only had one place to come through, which is that gate. They thought we were further back because I was aggroing on them from this side of the warehouse. My teammate was taking that time to move up here. I'm now exiting through a 3rd position that we can see them from. And I see that he has eliminated both of these guys, have pushed through. There's a dead guy right on the other side of this forklift. And there's this guy here. He's now calling out to me that there's a 3rd. I'm taking shots at him as well. I kind of try to suppress him into that corner and throw a nade over there. I think my teammate killed him before the nade blew up, but that ended up being a really solid nade as I spot the 4th guy. So once again, this happens super fast, but it's a lot of playing off each other. He spots the guy initially, which I actually just saw him there and didn't realize that in the middle of the raid. He spots that guy. I see him too. And it's just kind of this back and forth of trading aggression. We're never both really shooting at the same time. I aggro on them here. He ends up getting the 2 kills. I keep the guy in the corner, throw the nade in. It was a perfect nade. So we were trying to put ourselves in positions where if one of us died or if one of us just whiffed some shots, there's always like the second person to either clean up the kill or do something. If he hadn't killed that guy, my nade probably would have. Because he had aggro on this guy and I threw a really solid nade, I was able to spot this 4th guy running through and take some shots on him. I definitely get some hits. You can see some blood splatter there. And once again, I'm not going to push through here. That's my thought right here, is we've killed a bunch of the people. There can't be that many left. I'm not going to push through this gate because then I'm in the exact same position that they're in, where they really only have one good place to push or engage. So I don't want to do that. So I kind of fall back a little bit, take some time to reload. I now can identify where my teammate is, and now we can kind of make that aggressive push together. We see this nade come over right here, so we push up onto the wall. We're not trying to get blown up by any nades. We start returning nades. So at this point, we're thinking, okay, we don't want to just run through the gate. He's throwing nades. He could be in a position where he's holding. We know that my teammate has killed. We know that 3 people are dead, right? I wasn't sure if that grenade got that guy, but the guy in the back corner, the first 2 that pushed through are dead. So we're starting to kind of like piece that together. I'm pushing back. I hear my teammate shooting. We turn around. And I guess this guy thought it was a good time to push between his nades, our nades coming over. We might have gotten a really good nade on that guy, and he didn't know if he had time to push back or he wanted to maybe swing on us. It was an interesting decision to push. I don't know if that was because he thought he was going to die to a nade, but he ends up pushing through there, and my teammates drops him. So now we know we've killed 4 people, but we have no time to kind of like revel in that victory because we hear metal. We hear that metal. My teammate calls out, well, it's probably a 5-man here. And this is where I feel like I got robbed a little bit. I felt like I put some really solid shots on this guy. I think the railing really did a number on me. I think the railing absorbed a ton of those shots. But this ended up being the 5th guy. And this is where the fight really slowed down. And like I said, I didn't show the whole thing, but this ended up being almost 6 minutes of us looking for this guy. My teammate ends up jumping over from this side to get on this side of the wall. We end up calling out, maybe I killed him, maybe he fell down the stairs. Nope, there's no body. So we are able to confirm that this 5th guy is still alive. We're able to confirm that he didn't die when we were fighting him. And then everything slows down. We just spend a ton of time looking for him. It takes us forever to figure out if we want to loot or not. This is always something you're never sure if that guy leaves, if he left his homies loot and said, hey, these guys killed 4 of my teammates, I don't want to stick around, or if he's going to YOLO and try to eliminate us and, insurance fraud all his buddies' loot. So it turns out that he was playing the slow game and really was trying to figure out where we were and almost ends up killing both of us. But we were able to, he engaged at an interesting time. We were able to kind of get away from that fight and circle back around and eliminate him. And we can kind of take a look at that part again as well. So once again, my teammate is looting and I'm on watch duty. I'm trying to make sure that I'm constantly aware. I'm constantly ADSing. I'm figuring out what's going on. I'm looking around for scavs. We fought a few scavs as well. And right here, I get engaged on. Now, this was an interesting time for him to strike. I am relatively out in the open, but I have been moving a lot. I'm trying to stay very aware. We talked about this earlier. My teammate at this point was laying down looting somebody. So if I hadn't been there to kind of take that aggro and take that cover, he probably would have been able to get a headshot on my teammate and just eliminate him. But I'm able to kind of get away from his fire. I wasn't sure if he was hitting me from up here on the hill because that's an angle, or right here, which I was able to end up spot him, call out. I was caught a bleed, so I wanted to make sure I took care of that, and I wasn't worried about that during the fight. My teammate immediately gets him from looting, wraps around the other side of the building, makes great call outs about where he is, and he ends up eliminating that guy. So this was a super fun fight to play with the duo. Like we said, the main kind of takeaways here for the whole teaching tactics thing is if you're playing with somebody, it takes a while, but learn how to play with them, learn how to trade aggression and trade shots. The thing that I think one of the things that made this fight so successful was the fact that we were constantly applying pressure to them, not giving them time to really make really good calls. As a 5-man, your power is in your numbers. They could have split up. They could have sent 2 to flank or 1 to flank or do something, but they didn't really have time to make those decisions because instead of both of us peeking, both of us mag dumping, and then both of us needing to reload, or both of us trying to get kills for the sake of kills, and then one of us getting dropped, instead of making those decisions, we were constantly calling out where we were, where they were, how many are left. We were trading aggression. We were trading that I would peek and mag dump, he would peek and mag dump, I would peek and mag dump, I would throw a nade while he was pressuring somebody into a corner. That kind of stuff really goes a long way at making them think that they have an opportunity, because Tarkov is a lot of times about seizing an opportunity. If you're 1v1ing and you hear your enemy go for a reload or a CMS or something like that, that ends up being a perfect time to make a push, to go for a kill, to go do something. And so instead of giving them the opportunity to feel like they can have that, we were constantly applying pressure and a lot of times caught people in awkward pushes because of that. And then, of course, once again, Tarkov isn't always about kills. I think those were the two kind of pillars of this fight in this video as we were breaking down this fight after, just while we were talking over Discord. And as I was preparing for this video, the two pillars there are when you're playing with the duo, try to learn how to play with them, try to test out swapping aggression like we were just talking about. And that second thing is that you don't have to get the kills to win the fight, and you don't have to get the kills to have fun. This is what makes Escape from Tarkov so fun to me, being able to break down fights, being able to learn from them, being able to be really tactical, to be really aggressive, to be really effective at fights in Tarkov. Even if I die, even if I don't take the loot, being able to experience fights like this is super fun, and it's what it's all about for me. It's why I keep coming back to this game. So I hope that through watching fights like this and me breaking them down, you can maybe try something else out with a duo or shift your play style a little bit and end up having more fun in Escape from Tarkov. Thank you, as always, for taking the time to check out this video. If you liked the video, think about dropping it a like, subscribing to the channel, commenting down below. All that stuff helps me out a ton, so thank you so much to those that do that. Like we said before, I stream Escape from Tarkov on Twitch. All my links will be down below. Desmond's link will be down below as well. And if you're looking for people to play with, the Discord is an awesome place to be. We have a community of over 3,000 people. There's Tarkov veterans, there's newer players, and everything in between. That link is down below as well. Thank you again for stopping by, and I will definitely see y'all on the next one.